fantastic week. I think for the last 10 days, right? We were on particular activity. So we do it in a very innovative way, and what we try to do is that we try to analyze a paper which was given, and everybody tried to analyze that and try to identify what is the basic concept of that particular research work, and what may be the advantages, what may be the disadvantages. So this is a we work in a closed WhatsApp group, and all of you who have joined newly in the group, as you know, this group is only for undergraduates, interns, and undergraduate freshers who are less than who has an experience of less than 1 year. So if you are interested to join this gang, what you are seeing, all are sitting over here behind the screen. So I mean, rather on the screen. So if you want to join them and you want to do real science, then there is a procedure. I think if you just call in the Facebook group post, you will find it. You will have to give your IDs and email us, and then we'll see. And if you're interested only, then you join. I mean, if you're interested, if you have research, if you really want to understand science and take it forward, then this is the place. So we do fun and we do learn, but we do science with that. I mean, that's through science. Okay. So today's session overview, and we are trying to help each other. And we are first thing that we are learning is to accept criticism, because that is very important. And today, what we will be doing is, as you see that we have many participants and many people will be joining soon more. Everybody, whomever you see on screen, everybody has written their own ideas regarding the research paper. And then now today we will try to analyze and we'll try to tell where they went wrong, or maybe how well they have represented it. Along with that, we did another thing. Just come up with your own thoughts, and everybody who are present here, they have written one small article, and we will also criticize that. So the intention of criticism is roses and thorns. So we try to find out what is the advantages and disadvantages. So I think, how was your experience in one word? You have to tell me. we have we don't have much time because we have to cover so much. Anyone who want to speak can unmute yourself and tell. How was your experience?
Ma'am, in one word, it's amazing.
Fantastic. Okay. Then.
Challenging.
Okay. Good.
Ma'am, it's quite a brain teaser.
Fantastic. Then.
Ma'am, it was something we have never done before. So.
You have never done before. Yes. Very good. Okay. So I think I got the hang of it. Everybody of you have enjoyed some way or the other. And let's then start with the session. And I think Dr. Udita will help me a little bit. So first of all, let us take up the roses and thorns. But before that, I would like to tell you what this paper was all about. I understand that it was a can someone tell me what was the paper all about? Any one of you can read the heading of the paper? Is it possible for you? Because we chat so much that a paper has got lost in the chat.
It was common oncogenic mutations are infrequent in oral squamous cell carcinoma of Asian origin.
Right. So basically, Priyanshi, can you tell what was this paper all about? A little summary of it in 2 lines.
Yes, ma'am. So all the oncogenic mutations that are found in different types of cancers, they tried to observe the same mutations in OSCC, specifically in the Asian population. And right. They had this hypothesis that these mutations are infrequent in these.
Common thing came up in all of your analysis is that they have mentioned something that this some mutations are present in non-smokers, which is not according to the general belief, because we know that whenever we talk about disease, or maybe here we are, so I understand at the first go it would be difficult for you, but I really appreciate all of you, because the effort that you have taken to whatever you have written, or I think it's fantastic. I mean, this endeavor or this spirit, I liked it very much, because you just didn't cross that first barrier of thought that no, I don't understand, I cannot do it. So I think essence of the paper everybody has got, but let me just tell you a little bit of things. We're not going to sit here and learn line by line, because that is not possible. For that I have to teach you whatever things that you have come across, some common terminologies that you have written also while finding out the roses and thorns. So first of all, let us understand what is a gene. Or rather, let me go back. What is DNA? You all know, you might have read in your school biology what is DNA. We all know it, and particularly right? So basically, we have, that's why that genetic material is DNA, and it is inside the nucleus. Okay, so DNA that gives us certain useful information in the form of proteins is nothing but genes. Okay, so I'm starting from ABCDs. So this is the ABCD, and you might have encountered certain terminologies like exons. So that might be very new for you. So see, in eukaryotic gene, this is very true for eukaryotic gene. In a eukaryotic gene structure, the all the parts of that gene does not have the information to give us proteins. Inside the gene even, there are some parts of DNA which has information, or rather I can tell they are coding, it says as coding, or this other part which is non-coding. Non-coding means it does not form any protein, okay? So exons are the main parts, that means they are the coding part. So what happens in eukaryotic, since we are complex, as you understand the human body is so very complex, so everything is complex for us. So what happens, there is a process of flow of information. Always the information is stored in the DNA, that's like a raw data. Then there is someone who helps to interpret that raw data. So that is nothing but the molecule is universal, and it is RNA, or rather messenger RNA. From the name itself you can understand it carries the message from the DNA, and then it gives to the cell. I mean, what the cell understands, cell will understand proteins in the form of proteins. Okay? So this process of flow of information happens from DNA. But now the question is why we are talking about these exons and all this stuff. Now every portion of the DNA is not like this. Every portion of the DNA will not, I mean, definitely it will come up to RNA, but will not give us proteins. Okay. So those parts are actually called as non-coding DNA. Now, coding parts are called introns, and the coding part is called exons. So once your mRNA is formed from the DNA raw data, then mRNA. Now, once the mRNA is formed, that is not in the usable form. To make it in the usable form, what happens? It's just like cutting onto it, and you start slicing it, right? So instead of slicing, if I tell splicing or cutting, the term is same. Exactly, this phenomenon is called splicing. It is exactly in genetics also, it is called splicing. So what it does, it cuts off the introns, that is the non protein. Okay, now this is a normal thing. What is, you are talking about oncogenic mutation. So what is mutation? Mutation is any change in the DNA. It can be sudden, it can be spontaneous, it can be manifested, okay? It can be forced into it. That mutation is any change in the DNA. What do I mean by these? As you know, in DNA, we just have to deal with 4 letters, okay? A, T, G, C, that's all. It's even simple than English language, right? English has 26 alphabets. Here you have only 4 alphabets. So in DNA, how they are arranged, it can be in any combination. Now, if any mutation happens, like for example, suppose I have a DNA which got, you know, it just get deleted maybe. Let's take it like that. So that entire information now changes. So that one that got deleted is nothing but a deletion mutation. That means a change happened. Okay, it was normally it was supposed to be there. So due to this, the entire flow of information will change. Maybe if this mutation is happening in the exon of a gene, what will happen? The protein will get affected at the final at the step, right? Because the information at the first go only has got wrong. So this is all about mutation. And when we are talking about oncogenic mutation, this is nothing but this very simple thing where you are trying to tell that certain mutations which are, if it is happening, if it is there, then I mean, the chances of getting the cancer is more, okay? And there are several other things. We will not go into all these details. It will be little complex for you. So this is the background genetics. I think now, since you have already read that paper, now many terminologies you will be, if you go back and read it, you will be understanding better now. So what this study wanted to show is it's a very good study. First of all, I must say that, because you see, when it comes to genetic technologies, you come up with certain information which is not available with any other technology. As you see in this particular paper, they are telling, what they are telling, as Priyanshi said, that basically what they are trying to show, they are showing that certain cancer causing mutations, or maybe certain mutations which are oncogenic, they are present, in contrast to smokers, they are present more in non-smokers. So that's why a very common thing which might have heard, that certain persons, they'll smoke the whole through their life, but they will never get oral cancer or any other thing. And if you go and counsel them, they will just, they will just tell, okay, please, please stop. I don't want to hear. I know. Okay, nothing has happened. I'm smoking for 25 years. Some person, maybe they are not they're very occasional smokers, or maybe they haven't smoked at all, okay, in their entire life, but still they might land up with a kind of oral squamous cell carcinoma or oral cancer. Why is that? Because in this case, whether that habit of smoking is there or not doesn't matter. That person has more risk to get the oral cancer, correct? Because he's already having the mutations. The problem is in the DNA. And why is that problem? Maybe if we go back and search his family history, we will definitely find that some history is there. See that some history has to be there. Maybe somebody has died or somebody else has suffered from oral cancer. Okay, so that's kind of hereditary. What is this smoking and all this stuff, or alcohol altogether? It is basically the environmental factors. So you are just people who are already forward towards the disease. But suddenly a person getting an oral cancer without any deleterious habit, this is something kind of mutations which might be present inherently in that person. So in that case, the chances of getting the cancer are more. So what this study did is, I think you all know well, that they studied it in Asian population, and they wanted to show that they came up with this fascinating information that P53, okay, this is one type of very common gene. I'll tell you about what is actually this oncogene and tumor suppressor gene some other day, maybe with some other reference. But as of now, just remember that this is one of the most important gene which regulates all our cellular processes like cell division and all. And as you know, cancer is nothing but, in one simple term, everybody knows, uncontrolled cell division. So these genes are basically controlling our cell division processes. So if something is going wrong, then obviously it is uncontrolled multiplication of cells, and that is nothing but cancer. So what they tried to show, and since this is a very common one, many people have studied the tail, head, mid, everybody snatches, P53, and so many things has been done, okay? So now what happens is, they have shown that this mutation is present in the non-smokers. So many of you, when you have written your roses and thorns, or rather advantages and disadvantages, you came up with the thought that why they have written it as, in non-smokers. It is supposed to be in smokers. That's not a disadvantage, first of all. I think that's a common thing many of you might have encountered, because this is information with which you can actually, if you come to know that if it is apparently non-smokers it is present, then you can actually start thinking, tending to get the habit of smoking, or something you can do about it at the initial stage. What I mean to say, even before the cancer happens, there is a chance of early diagnosis and to prevent it. That is the main purpose of this particular thing. And I think certain very common points came up. Of you got the correct sense of the paper, though you might not have understood the exact technicalities, because it's a very, very technical paper where they are talking about the typical technologies that they have used, how they have used, and also some of you have mentioned about sample size. Well, doing this kind of population studies, I'm in favor of the paper, so I'm samples, if I'm not wrong, 70 tissue samples, something like that. If I remember correctly, maybe around, so 70.
107.
107, right? So that's a big number. That's a big number. When we tell about small pilot study, doing this kind of population study is very, very challenging. Yes, definitely, if this can be done in a wider scale. And one good point which all of you came up with is, they have compared with a certain kind other race, not with many other diverse races. So might be that would be the next step for this particular study. So I think that was a fantastic thing that all of you did, and I really appreciate. And with I think with that, that was in sum up. I didn't want to come up with one by one what you have written, and now we will go into. Is Udita here? Udita, is there something presentation you were telling me? Was this regarding the roses and thorns?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. I think I have covered everything, Udita. I think we will just keep it aside for the time. Is that fine?
Okay.
Or any one of you want to ask something, then Udita ma'am can project that slide, because everybody's roses and thorns are there. Okay, Udita, you can just share for some time that slide, and we'll see if anybody has to add on to something, or you want to ask me something. Let us see. Let's have a glance of what they have written, right? Yeah, Udita.
Ma'am, I would like to ask, what is non-CPG?
I will explain you later, because then I have to explain you many things, so which will be out of scope. Let us just try to see how you have done, and let others also understand. Okay, I think, okay, that's that. Wait. Let's go back. Let's go back. So this is how, this is from Udita ma'am. Udita, can you just, you want to just start with this little bit?
Ma'am, almost you have covered everything, ma'am. As you said, because then we'll run short of time. Whatever you said is fine, ma'am.
Nice.
If anyone has any queries regarding to their submission, they can ask.
I think she has put a very nice quote over here. You can complain because roses have thorns, or you can rejoice because thorns have roses. Fantastic. I think that should be the attitude we all should have while doing anything, and particularly science. So the next slide. Next slide. Yeah, I think, well, this is, Udita, can we just see the earlier slide? Can we see the earlier slide? Okay, this is the Cognos family, and we call all of you as forerunners because I think you are the first people who joined, and this is done by Udita ma'am for all of you, showing that we all over India we are together here in Cognos family, and I think with all of your help, this family will grow bigger and bigger, and I think you are more than, I mean, you will be inspiring people a lot because you are already into the activity part. So so this is our forerunner members. To all my new members who have joined Cognos, for you to know, we have Vidushi, Ashmita, and Vidushi is from North, Ashmita, I think, then we have Priyanshi, Pooja from Gujarat, and Shubham, Priyanka, Monalisha comes from the East, Orissa. Akhilesh is from kind of West, is from Wardha. I think we have just put it up according to your institutions, maybe not as per your origin. Well, so then we have Dharani, Renuka, Gayatri, and some of the names we have, but we couldn't figure out where they belong because today they are absent. So I think we have some more people to add on. We will do it later on. So these are the forerunners of Cognos family. And thank you all of you for joining and being here. Okay, let's move on and see that if you have anything to ask. So Udita ma'am will just project your roses and thorns. Udita, can you go to the next slide, please? Yeah, this is by Ashmita. So I think, Ashmita, I just want to tell you one thing. Oncogenic mutation and TP53 of OSCC nations and comparisons to Caucasians. So that's the main thing over here. And also another point came up, I think almost similarly everybody has written, that is they have told you about certain biomarkers. So these are and these can be used as genetic biomarkers for early detection of oral squamous cell carcinoma. Okay, that is what they have found. And whatever this name you are seeing, PIK3CA and RAS, or that is RAS, these are all genes which are involved in a cellular signaling process. That means some growth signal has to be there. So that is a stimulus. So somebody has to control it. Who are controlling? So there are many genes, the very complex circuit. So one of the most common genes which are involved are these. RAS is one of them. And if something goes wrong in these, then definitely that cell is going to bounce bad and malignant, pre-malignant or malignant state. Okay. So Ashmita, do you want to tell anything on this, or you want to ask me something?
No, ma'am, I'm pretty much clear about what I have written by what you have briefed.
Very good. So I think if you now go back and read the paper, okay, this is by Hassan, and that you have talked about, you have correctly identified, and also you have written that, yes, here Hassan, you have written that in these mutations, risk habits have no role to play and frequency are higher in non-smoker. So you have thrown certain questions. So I hope I've already answered your questions as of now, that why oral cancers, why they have mentioned in non-smokers, because in standard textbooks, it is mentioned smoking as the most important factor linked to oral cancer. Yes, but that's the wonder of genetic technologies. You can come up with new information, and this is particularly not an thorn or disadvantage of this paper, but this is the most important information that has come up through this study. Okay, okay. Let's go.
Ma'am, I want to raise a point, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah.
Ma'am,
Okay.
ma'am, according to me, I'm in favor that smoking has a role to play in oncogenic mutations, ma'am.
Mhm.
I will support my point with a reference from textbook, ma'am. Ma'am, if we go to Fonseca chapter on oral cancers, then ma'am, it is clearly mentioned that the mutations are caused by mutagens. Mutagens are mutation causing agents, and ma'am, in mutagens we also have chemical mutagens. And if we go to the composition of smoking, then in tobacco we have certain components like nitroso, nicotine, pyridine,
Right.
picolidine. Their alkaline pH is somewhat like 8.2 to 9.3, so they act as local irritants, and causes sublethal cell injuries within the deeper layers of epithelium, and they induce epithelial hyperplasia and make conditions favorable for mutations. So ma'am,
Okay.
according to me,
The thing is here there is no, this paper does not tell that smoking is smokers does not have the mutations and only non-smokers have. Here there is a so this will not be thorns, because by that I didn't mean that we are, through this paper they are trying to justify, or I am supporting their justification as no smoke in smokers mutations are not there. This is correct what they're telling, that in non-smokers mutations is there, not that. Rather, this very nice that you have gone through the details and you have came up with this. That's really appreciable. But here in this particular paper, what it came up with is that we, yes, we know all about smoking, smokers, and as you mentioned, all about the chemical mutagens. That is known fact. But if they wanted to establish this particular information, which is useful because people who just land up in oral cancer but they have no history because they are clueless. But if we just go back and try to find out, maybe for these kind of people, if we can, well, this is a very basic level of research. We have to diagnostic day, but there is nothing wrong in dreaming. So, for example, if suppose this kind of information would be so helpful that we can just screen population, right? Whether they're smoking or not smoking doesn't matter. But if in non-smoker population, if we are getting in certain persons this kind of mutations, that means try to come up with some early intervention strategies. Maybe it can be as simple as lifestyle modification. The risk, but at least we can add certain healthy years to the life of that particular person. So that is why I mentioned that this will not be a thorn, because this information is very valuable when you are thinking in terms of a race or population. Okay, okay, Hassan, is that clear?
ma'am, I just want to add one more point, ma'am. Ma'am, smoking has been identified as the primary risk factor in
Yeah.
most of the cancer patients, ma'am. And ma'am, risk of cancer is about 70 to 80 times more in smoking patients. We can confirm this with most of the studies, case control studies, and cohort
Absolutely.
studies which were done by. So, ma'am, still they were saying that the risk of oncogenic mutations is less in non-smokers than smokers, ma'am. It's quite contradicting.
No, it's not contradicting. If you go back and read now, I think you will understand better. It is not at all contradicting. This is something which is very valuable information, because it gives information where it is something like, like for example, now what is happening in this pandemic? I will give you the current situation. Now we don't have any strategy to understand, whether an asymptomatic person is having COVID or not. But we know that they are the carriers. Even I don't know whether I am a carrier. We have no strategy, or we don't have any diagnostic test to do and just say, okay, this person is asymptomatic, but he's or she is COVID positive. That we don't have. Whatever we are doing, only when some symptoms are coming, or when, I mean to say, when there is already progression of the disease. What about before that? What about early detection? What about preventive strategies? What about reducing the incidence of cancer? Cancer can be curbed only if we can bring down the number in a population. And that will only happen if we try to develop through research, if we have early detection strategies, which unfortunately, even for oral cancer, many research is happening, but still now at hand we don't have anything. So this definitely, this is not the only study, but this will have more implications, more studies, more research has to be carried forward with this kind of information. But it gives us a you know the human beings. It's not only that the smoking habits or any other deleterious habits that is causing, that is there, that is always there, and it has been established and it is there. It will not go. But apart from that also, this can be another thing where non-smokers might also be at risk of oral cancer. That's why we see cases where we don't have, I mean, there is no history, nothing, but still the person is suffering from oral cancer, or maybe have you know has died of oral cancer. So that is the okay. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Okay, Mona Lisa, specific gene were mentioned clearly on cell lines. Mona Lisa, you have to read this paper again, and I would wish that you can rewrite your roses and thorns once again, because what you have mentioned. I think there is a little lack of understanding, which is very very common. It is not your fault, because you did this, you tried this. That is the best thing. So now, since I explained and we are discussing, and I think you will be grabbing it better, so you can just revisit the paper, and then you can just try it on your own, and see how you can correct yourself whatever you have written. That is the best way to learn and remember. Let's move forward.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, Shubham. Okay, I think Shubham, you have understood, you have grabbed the thing well, and I don't think there is anything much to add with you, with your writings here. And let's go to the next one. Okay, that's again for Thor, which everybody of you have written, and this is a fantastic thing. Actually, it has become a very critical review of this paper. So if we can actually pull them down and send it to that author, they will be surprised that somebody has sat and critically reviewed this wonderful work. But it will really help them to improve in.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yes, please.
Ma'am, there I have mentioned one thing that in this study there was a double check of the mutation sequence, first by the PCR or the assay technique, and then by the direct sequencing. So what basically
Think, Shubham, first of all, PCR, where you have to amplify the DNA. Those two things are kind of, what I can tell you in one sentence is PCR is crude and sequencing is more pinpointed. So that much I can tell you at this point of time, because for explaining you in and out, we will sometime when we again discuss certain things, we do certain activities.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. Let's move on. Okay. Yeah, I think I have. This is Priyanka's, and I think another one is from Priyanshi. I really want to appreciate this too, because if you see, this is for all of you. If you see the way they have represented, what they have done is, Udita, can you help me with uh, Priyanshi's submission? I just want to show it to everybody. No, no. Okay. Yes, just she see her presentation. It is fantastic. What she has done is right from each step where she has done taken out the points, like for each step for material and methods, what is the roses, I mean the advantages, what are the disadvantages according to her. So everything, it's a very one shot tabular form. So my intention for all of you is to uh, grab her and follow her presentation methodologies. So you will be improving. And Priyankshi, very nice way of presentation. I'm really impressed. And
Thank you, ma'am.
yeah, and it shows that you have understood the essence. And see, for any paper that matter, it is not necessary that you have to really understand everything, at one point of time, because now all the knowledge is not there with you. It is not possible at this level. But this this effort that all of you have made is really, really fantastic. And now you see, each of you have certain, you had certain things in the mind, you had certain questions, you had certain things to tell. So all these, through this something to learn from everybody. Like from Hassan, he was not ready to accept whatever is written in the paper or whatever is I am telling. That is very good, because he is using his own analytical mind and he has worked for that. It is not just that for the sake of telling a no.
Thank you,
Learn
ma'am.
from each other. We should learn from each other. So whomever I am not appreciating doesn't mean that that doesn't, don't take those things like this, because this platform will teach you all these things. Because if the day you think that I am the best, you are gone case. You will never become. All of you have done the same thing, but doesn't it look I mean to say, I'm not biased about anybody of you, so doesn't it look very presentable? Just one shot, if you see, it catches your eye. I mean, it's very easy to read and understand things what she has told. Another thing which I can add on to here, maybe I can, she's present this thing. Udita, can you just check if you can get Akhilesh? It will be forward only, I guess. One second. For Vidushi, I want to tell. No, then I was wrong. I think it was about Priyanshi and Priyanka both. They have very nicely pointed out each thing, and they have done it. Can you go? Can you give me that slide? Okay, let it be here. Okay, like even Priyanka, you might agree that Priyansh, presentation wise, the technique is, the both have same used the same, but presentation wise, Priyansh is work better. And one thing I will tell all of you here, catch hold of Vidushi. She's very good in writing. The way she has represented, you all have written almost same things, because that is the information which is here in the paper. But just see her presentation, the way she has uh, constructed the sentences. It is very, you know, it is very present. I mean, in the sense what to tell. When the, if you think from
Very
the side of
scientific.
very scientific and very easy to understand, very easy to understand. That's why I made everybody of you to post in the common group, not sending personal messages, because when you post, everybody sees each other and you can get ideas and you can share ideas and you will learn. So can I get that Vidushi's this thing? Renuka Dharani, I'm not discussing doesn't mean that I haven't seen. I've seen everything. It's very net. Akhilesh, I have seen. Just see the way she has written. Any one sentence, if you read, it gives you a one-liner information. So this two things. One from Priyanshi, you can see how nicely she has represented it, and modulating the matter and putting it choice of words is very important when we are expressing. So you can catch hold of Vidushi, catch hold of Priyanshi, and there will be another activity where you will be sharing your good points with others and vice versa. Okay, I think we can end this discussion over here, and it was fantastic with all of you. And thank you, Gayatri, Pooja, everybody whoever has taken up this effort and come up. And I think this was useful for all of you. And let's
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.